Well, welcome to the Great Money Debates.
Woo!
Great money debates where fire ignites. Joe and Craig go toe to toe each night. Cash and clout, no time to wait. Tune in now to the Great Money Debate.
Let me tell you the rules. The rules are that we're going to be presented with a topic. We do not know the topic. Our producer is going to present it to us. And then one of us has to immediately choose which side of the argument we're going to take, whether we agree with it or not. And then we make our best case on why we are right. And then there'll be a robust conversation of which I will become the winner. And we need you to comment on the fact that I won. Is that how it goes?
I think there's a little muddy at the end there. I think anybody can win, but we'll see.
Anybody other than me and you?
Yeah, there could be a third. There's
There's
a third option.
Our producer could win. So let's put the topic up. And who's going to choose before he puts it up? I'm going to choose this one.
Okay, you go.
Let's go. Should the minimum wage double, triple, or stay the same?
Look at this. There could be a third option in this one.
No. I'm going to just say basically we're either saying it should increase or should stay the same.
Right.
Okay?
What do you
So I'm going to say that minimum wage should, I'm going to say it should stay the same.
say?
So you get to go first. It should increase.
Yeah.
Why?
Not only that, I think it should double or triple. Double.
Why not quadruple it? Let's go.
Put it on the table.
Quintuple.
Put it on the table.
I'm putting in for my pay raise right now.
Well,
Let's go.
Let's think about it. Here's what happens. What happens when people get pay increases? There's more discretionary income in the economy. People can spend money. Capitalism starts cooking, right? People can actually go out and buy things. What happened when the stimulus came, right? People could buy things. There's a reason you do that. You put money into people's hands because they can do more with it, and that stimulates the economy. The economy starts moving. It gets things rolling faster. I think there's a whole other argument on the other side of this that's saying inflation has gone so rapid that minimum wage has not come near catching up to it. So it's really hard right now at minimum wage for people to even create a sustainable living on some level. So I think there's two main arguments. One is, in general, it just would boost the economy. There's more money going around. There's more money to do things. That's a boost. And then two, I think it just, in general, also just helps people catch up. Double might not even make them catch up to inflation.
Yep.
You know? So I think that's a huge
Those are all
reason.
some fine points.
Yeah.
I do have some questions for your points.
Okay.
Where does this money come from to pay employees more? So I own a business.
Right.
Now suddenly I'm paying a minimum wage job, and now I have to pay double or triple that. Where do I get that money?
Well, you're going to get it from your, what do you do?
Let's say that I have a small construction company and I have some person doing some administrative work. They're getting paid minimum wage.
Okay.
Where does their extra money come from?
That's actually easy. So you have two options, right? Increase your revenue, lower your costs.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your,
Yep.
sorry, that's all you can do.
But you just increase my cost by increasing my labor cost.
Yeah, so that's not the only way.
Okay.
There's a lot of other things you have costs with, right? So if I'm a business owner in that situation, first thing I would probably do is look at how do I increase my revenue to cover this,
Okay.
right?
So who pays the revenue? Let's follow that line. Who pays the revenue?
Your
Customers.
customers.
So what you just stated is money does not produce out of anything. So if you increase minimum wage, you increase prices.
Yeah.
Which causes inflation,
Mm-hmm.
which is why you said they needed more income in the first place.
True.
So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that you increase minimum wage to address inflation, and that with that solution, you actually create more of the very problem you're trying to solve. So this is why it has been such a sticky subject. And so I'm taking the side that it should stay the same. And the reason I'm taking the side that it should stay the same is we do not operate in a vacuum. I mean, yes, we're in the world's largest economy, the United States, but the United States does not operate in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have to compete globally. And if we increase minimum wage in the United States, and all the other countries that are producing our items that we produce here are producing them, but they do not have to increase minimum wage, well, guess what? We will end up importing it from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
And if we import it from other countries, it means we're exporting our jobs. So you can say that is exactly why over the last 30 or 40 years, the U.S. has given away all of its jobs in manufacturing jobs, because the global economy is not required to keep pace with the pace
Inflation.
of wages and wage inflation. And so this is what the president and the current administration is trying to address, not altogether kindly, but what he's really saying is that we have put ourselves in a box where we have to pay more, we have to have higher safety standards, which I'm for all these things, but the other countries are not. And so they're not competing the same, and then we let them import it here.
Mm-hmm.
And the rules we're putting in place here, we don't require for the workers over there. It's almost saying we value our American lives, or the people producing stuff in the U.S., more than the people in the other countries who do not have minimum wage protections, do not have OSHA protections. And so what I'm saying is it should stay the same, and that their pay raises are effective when the employees are more effective. In other words, you can say it in a cheeky way where you can say your pay raise is effective when you are. Oh. And minimum wages only work if we require the importer nations to keep pace. Otherwise, they will continually pilfer jobs from the United States, which will actually degrade our economy and cause massive debt, which is exactly what has happened.
Do you think in the long term, though, if you say you tripled minimum wage, say you did that,
So you did it.
okay, what happens is, I don't disagree, a lot of things will get pushed offshore pretty quick. I mean, because what are you going to do, right? But what does that cause those minimum wage employees to do? One, there's less minimum wage opportunities.
Right.
Significantly less,
Right.
I would assume. Okay, so what happens to them? What do they do? There's not a lot of options there. It's either go get qualified, right? I mean, that's really all you can do.
Yeah.
Like,
Get additional skill sets.
that's all you can get.
Additional education.
So I think there's a major argument for, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but is the betterment of people, just we're talking about in the U.S. specifically, is the betterment of people in the long term actually more positive if you do that, because it creates these requirements where it's like, no, we have to progress, and that's one of the ways that we can progress. It's not a right now, it won't like fix things right now, but I bet in 10, 15 years, when your kids are going to get jobs, other kids are going to get jobs, you better be qualified for it.
Yeah.
And so that's
So what I find is when people are faced with that, not everybody is wired for additional education, nor is everyone able to go get additional education. So,
there's trades, there's anything.
so I hear the argument, and I hear this argument all the time, that no one should work 40 hours in a week and not be able to provide basic needs for living, housing, transportation, insurance. And I hear that, but there are some jobs that do not merit high rates of pay. I mean, I went to work at Taco Bell, and when I worked at Taco Bell, I did it because my buddies were working there, and I did not expect to get wealthy on it. And I did get some free tacos out of the deal, and it was unbelievable.
So you were getting double, triple.
But I didn't have an expectation. Everybody on God's green earth knew this is a minimum wage job, or maybe a quarter more per hour, right? But I also cleaned confinement hog buildings. You know, bacon. I like bacon. You like bacon?
I love it.
And I got paid $3.35 an hour. And I wasn't complaining, because this was not how I was planning to support a family. But I will promise you, it taught me the value of hard work, taught me where our food comes from, and it motivated me to go get additional skills certifications so that the pay raise showed up. How did the pay raise show up? Not because I had increased my cost, but because I was adding more value to the organizations I was working for. And so this argument will go on forever. But I do believe that I'm right, that it should stay the same. And in fact, it should be set by various employers, because in general, bad employers and bad businesses eventually will be raced out of the market, chased out of the market. And you will create rampant inflation when you force minimum wages, especially double, or as you mentioned, triple
Quadruple.
or quadruple.
All right.
So
What do you think? What's your opinion? Should we double it, triple it, quadruple it, keep it the same? We want to hear. I think we agreed.
I think we agree what?
Triple it. There it is. That's it.
Here's what I know. Just
What's
side
your-
off,
Yeah, what do you think?
it should not stay the same, and it should be married to a known number, just like Social Security is increased over time, like a cost of living index.
Could you do it? Could you do it with like inflation?
Yeah.
Could
Yeah, it should be scaled to inflation and set into law so that it's automatically reviewed every year.
Then it doesn't become.
And then
Like
it's not a massive doubling or tripling. It's a 3% this year, 2% this year, 5% this year.
Now,
But that's how you force it without it becoming detrimental.
the only thing with that is, and I don't think this would happen, but just to pose the question, would there ever be a year or a series of years where it went backwards? Oh, there's negative.
Where you had
Right,
deflation.
deflation. Because I mean, that happens. I mean, I think you would just.
Rarely happens.
I
Has
know.
rarely happened, but there could be.
Yeah.
But if that happens, think about it. Their purchasing power will increase,
Mhm.
even if their pay decreases. But you could put a thing in there that says pay can't go down, it
Right,
can't
yeah.
reverse.
Yeah.
Put a 0 on it, and you can actually put a shadow on it that says, hey, whatever the cost of living index increase was, it goes up 75% of that number.
Yeah. Mhm.
But the bottom line is, we've got servers that are still paid, I think, $2.15 an hour.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
Mm.
That's insane. We all know it is. And so, hey, we would love to hear your thoughts. These are complex issues that we're debating. So there really isn't one right answer. There is an answer, though. And we want to have it be a good spot for a debate. We'd love to hear your input. And hey, let's write our senators and elected representatives. Maybe you and I can make a difference.